Hey everyone, welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're blasting off into the wacky world of Mork and Mindy, the beloved 1978 sitcom that introduced the world to Robin Williams' incredible comedic genius. This show wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural phenomenon, with Williams' improvisational skills making every episode unpredictable and hilarious. But how much do you really know about what went on behind the scenes? So grab your rainbow suspenders and get ready to say Nanu Nanu and travel through 20 things you never knew about Mork and Mindy. You've probably heard that Mork and Mindy was a spin-off featuring an alien character from Happy Days, and that's true. However, the Happy Days character was actually inspired by an episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show called It May Look Like a Walnut, which featured an alien played by Danny Thomas. When Dick Van Dyke director Jerry Paris later directed episodes of Happy Days, producer Gary Marshall mentioned that his Star Wars-obsessed young son wanted to see a spaceman on TV. Paris recalled the success of Walnut, leading to Mork's extraterrestrial encounter with the Cunningham family. The episode My Favourite Orcan proved so popular that it spawned its own spin-off, Mork and Mindy. It's hard to imagine anyone but Robin Williams as Mork, but before he made the role his own, both Dom DeLuise and Roger Rees had been cast for the Happy Days guest spot. However, they each backed out for different reasons, leaving casting directors with a very specific role to fill. Williams and Richard Lewis both auditioned for the guest role on My Favourite Orcan, where they were asked to create alien voices. Lewis went first, but could only manage a Danish accent before stopping mid-performance to declare, "You know, Robin Williams is next. He is Mork, and if he doesn't get this, then you're all crazy." Williams had been brought in after a casting agent, one of Gary Marshall's sisters, noticed him in an acting class attended by another sister, Penny. When asked to take a seat, Williams sat upside down in the chair, immediately proving himself to be the perfect fit for the role. As Marshall put it, he was the only alien to audition. Pam Dawber had a development deal with ABC, keeping her under contract until they found a suitable project for her. She starred in a 1978 pilot called Sister Terry, playing a former gang leader turned nun trying to reform her neighborhood, but the show failed to sell. However, Gary Marshall and his team later spliced footage of Sister Terry with Robin Williams' scenes from My Favourite Orcan to create a makeshift presentation for Mork and Mindy. ABC greenlit the series based on this recycled footage alone. Dawber was unaware of the deal until her agent spotted a mention of the show in Variety. She met Williams for the first time when they travelled to Boulder, Colorado to film the opening title sequence. The show was nearly called Mork and Melissa or Mork and Marlowe. According to the book Happier Days, Paramount Television's classic sitcoms 1974 to 1984, Gary Marshall initially suggested Melissa and Marlowe as the names for the female lead. However, Mindy had a far better ring to it. Like much of the show's makeshift pilot, its setting wasn't given much thought. Marshall had a niece studying in Boulder, and when they needed a location for the plot description, it was simply the first place that came to mind. Mork and Mindy's residence was a real house in Boulder, and it's still there today, remaining a popular tourist destination. After Williams' death in 2014, fans gathered at the private residence, leaving memorials on the fence as tribute. At the height of the show's popularity, rumours circulated that Mork's role was mostly unscripted, with writers supposedly leaving huge blank spaces in the scripts marked "Robin does his thing." Unsurprisingly, the show's writers weren't thrilled by this claim. In response, writer David Mish said, "We're up until 4 in the morning writing Robin's ad-libs." Apparently, producers had to hire someone that spoke multiple languages to keep track of Robin Williams, secretly trying to slip in swear words in other languages during filming. Ironically though, the character Arnold Wanker featured in the Season 1 episode To Tell the Truth. He was portrayed by Logan Ramsay, though his name may be funnier to us Brits and Aussies rather than those of you across the pond. In 1979, the Topps Baseball Card Company released a set of Mork and Mindy trading cards, which showed stills from the show with cartoon dialogue bubbles. The backs of some cards shared intriguing details about its star. For instance, card number 31 revealed that Peter Lorre was Robin Williams' favourite actor. If you're enjoying the video, a subscribe to the channel would be the best decision since Mork swapped Ork for Earth. To spice up the 4th season, Mork and Mindy were married and given a child, played by the comedian Jonathan Winters, one of Robin Williams' key influences. If you remember Orkan's Age in Reverse, the producers held a national contest to name Mork's baby, but they had already settled on Mirth. They simply waited until someone submitted that name, hard as it is to believe it eventually happened. Young stand-up comic Jay Leno auditioned for the role of Remo da Vinci, which ultimately went to Jay Thomas. The reason? Gary Marshall believed that Leno's face would scare children. Apparently, Gary Marshall suggested that Pam Dawber wear a padded bra to fill out her role. The actress, however, refused. Mork's red jumpsuit was actually a recycled costume from Star Trek the original series. The outfit, which prominently featured the distinctive silver ribbing on the collar and sleeves, had previously been worn by Colonel Green in The Savage Curtain, one of the final episodes of the series. And staying with Star Trek, William Shatner appeared on the show and was paid in clothing. Brian Levant, executive producer of the final season, revealed that Shatner was compensated with formal wear. Shatner did it for a $2,500 suit. That's what we paid him, Levant said. Much like Pam Dawber discovered that she was hired, Robin Williams found out he was fired through the media. I found out the show was cancelled by reading it in Variety, he said. As ratings began to decline, producers resorted to various gimmicks in an attempt to attract viewers during the show's 4th and final season. In part 3 of the cliffhanger finale, Gotta Run, Mork and Mindy travelled back to the prehistoric era, with the sequence filmed in 3D. However, the network aired the episode in 2D, unwilling to spend money promoting the stunt, as the show had already been cancelled. The 3D cliffhanger was intended to lead into a wild and wacky 5th season that would have seen Mork and Mindy travelling through time, much like Bill and Ted. The couple would have been on the run from Mork's mortal enemy, Kalnick, encountering historical figures such as Abraham Lincoln and Ben Franklin along the way. There was even a promotional photo taken with Honest Abe. This was supposed to be the final episode, but after ABC decided to cancel the show, they opted to air the Mork Report as the final one instead to give it a sense of closure. While that bizarre time-jumping 5th season never materialised, the characters did return to visit the past in a Saturday morning cartoon. The Hanna-Barbera produced show was part of the larger Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley Fonz Hour, which aired from 1982 to 1983 on ABC. In this animated version, teenaged Mork and Mindy, voiced by Williams and Dawber, are in high school together. Mork also had a quirky pink space dog named Doing. Fans who waited decades to see Mork and Mindy together again were rewarded in 2014, when Dawber made a guest appearance on Williams' new sitcom, The Crazy Ones. Playing his love interest for an episode felt like slipping into an old shoe, she said. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about Mork and Mindy. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.